buds on. Need bigger scales to put the bud on.
Legendary, goddamn.
Gloves on. Strictly business, mean the love's gone. I met the plug that put my plug on.
Hey yo, Lotus position with this or another banger black. Thought take this shit to the temple, another chamber for the network.
Chew bubble gum and walk, nigga?
I don't know.
Be ask me, man. Dumbass
wrong,
shit.
nigga.
And yeah, I was checking my pause.
I know you was, nigga.
Man, nosy.
I know you was. Fuck out of here.
Word.
Come on, man. We got the king in the building. Let's do this.
Yeah, sure.
That nigga was calling, threatening us to be here. We made it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, if you've been smoking rock or under a rock, you now tuned into the motherfucking Personal Party Podcast.
Shit! Shit!
Followed by the wackest ad-lib in the game.
It's the best now.
As always.
They saying it's the best now.
Is it?
That's what they saying. That's what the people saying.
The wackest ad-lib.
Yeah, introduce the man. Let's do this, man. Talk. Come on, man.
Yo, look, man. First and foremost, I've known this guy before shit even really started to even activate like that. I've known this guy when the beard was a little shorter. Know what I mean? Just growing in. So I'm gonna give you the coverage of how this comes. You feel me? You know what I mean? He's an awesome basketball player as well. We've had our South by Southwest feuds. So I'm not gonna leave that out. We going to touch on that in a little bit too. You know what I mean? I got my motherfucking brother, Blue Collar Gang.
Yes.
You feel me?
Shit.
Massillon, Ohio.
Shit.
Yes.
Big O in the building.
All right. My motherfucking brother Stalley in here
Yes.
right now.
Shit.
Yes, sir. My brother.
Come on, B.
Man,
you know,
it's so good to see you.
dogs, likewise. And I've been so tight-lipped because I wanted to save the genuine conversation
yes.
for when it started. When you first came, I bear hugged you.
Yeah.
Because I ain't seen you in
it's
like
been a minute.
forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And I thank you. I needed that hug. You know
come
what
on,
I'm saying?
man.
We
you already
need
know.
hugs
Yeah,
sometimes.
man. It's all love, man.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, it's all love. You gotta move with love.
Right.
But what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, I am fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling good. I'm good. I'm glad to be here with my brother on in your world, in your space, what you've created for us, you know what I mean? For the people, you know what I'm saying?
By us.
Yeah, for us, by us, giving us our voice, letting us tell our stories, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the history goes back for years, so man, I'm feeling good. You know, new project about to drop next week, December 6th. You know what I'm saying? Somebody up there loves me, so let's get that out the way, you know, before we get into brotherly.
Somebody up there loves me.
Thank you.
Somebody up there. I'm jealous. I didn't think of that. That is a good title.
Where did that title come from, though?
Man, it came from, there's a movie called Somebody Up There Likes Me. And it was about a street guy who got into some trouble, went to prison, came back home on some redemption, became the heavyweight champion of the world.
Okay.
And so to tie it into my story and how I feel like, you know, I've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? But we still winning. We still, you know, the heavyweight champion of the world, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, to make it even more plain and simple, is somebody up there loves me. For me to be like Smoke said, I mean, he's seen it, you know what I mean? He's seen the maturation, he's seen the growth, you know what I mean? So to know that I've been here over a decade, being able to provide for my family and myself off of something that I love to do, somebody up there loves me.
Yeah, he killed that. He killed that.
You fucking right.
So, you know what I'm saying?
That shit hit home.
Yeah.
That shit hit home. I love that title. I can't wait to hear the project.
Yes.
We gonna get into that project.
Yeah.
You know, because that's in the future.
Right.
I want to go through the history.
Yes.
Real fast, because you know, I I'm not on Google like that.
Yeah.
And I'm on personal research.
Right, of course.
Right. So, we know you from Ohio.
Yes.
Right. And like I mentioned before, I know the origin of not only the culture, but I know you play ball. That's what most of us did before we got into rap. Right. So I know you was hooping in Ohio, but what brought you to New York City?
Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? That having a hoop dream. I went to LIU, you know what I mean, Long Island University, in hopes of just free education, also in hopes of possibly going overseas or something, you know what I mean? NBA, like you said, that was our dream before. I had a lyric on my song. I said I wanted a Grammy, Oscar, and a Naismith. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned the Naismith because we all had a dream before the dream. You know what I'm saying? We all had, it's steps to it, you know what I mean? Or it's levels to it, like they say. And that was it, So I came to New York just to come to school and for a better life, a better way of living, you know what I mean? Because I'm from Massillon, Ohio. It was 30,000 people there. It's not much going on, you know what I'm saying? But sports. And I'm not to say that I'm not proud of where I'm from because it definitely made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? It molded me and shaped me into who I am, and it gave me that resilience and even that gumption and courage to even come to New York City by myself to pursue a dream, whether it was big or small to some people. You know what I'm saying?
What is it like coming up in Ohio?
I mean, it's funny because I was, somebody asked me because, I spent 15 years in New York, in Brooklyn, so people were like, was it a culture shock or whatever? And I'm like, it wasn't really because, when I first came to New York was still New York. You might have to tuck your chain, you might can't walk down certain, you might can't walk down certain blocks and certain neighborhoods, things like that. So it was still really, that outside. So, of course, being on your P's and Q's, just making sure that you're sharp. But I feel like I was able to do that. So I was able to transition so smoothly because in Ohio, it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? You see niggas getting shot at, getting beat up. You see niggas selling drugs, you know what I mean? It's the same thing. It might be a smaller circumference of an area, but it's the same thing going on. But, it's New York, you know what I mean? There's nothing like it. It's the best city in the world. So, it's a different type of energy, a different type of bop that I got. And I always loved New York because it gave me a different type of courage and a different type of confidence. Because it's true. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, and going back to the ball thing, like going to LIU, going on campus and hooping with the guys there, even going to the parks like Gershwin and you know what I mean, and going to Basketball City or going to West Fork or going to Red Hook, and hooping, and it's like you really, when you out there playing, I'm like, I'm here, I'm in the Mecca, and I'm doing exactly. So that was another type of confidence.
Word, that's gangster.
Yeah,
that's gangster. Who was your favorite players growing up?
Man, you wouldn't even believe it. It's so, I love David Robinson. You know what I'm saying? I love the Admiral. You know what I'm saying? I love the Admiral. I love Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Who else did I love? I'm trying to think of like some guards that I really loved. I wasn't, I know a lot of people was Jordan. I wasn't really a Jordan fan because I was a Cavs fan, and then he always, so you already, we feel the same thing. So you know what I mean. So it, but I obviously I respected Jordan, but yeah, it's crazy because like off the top of my head, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, were like my guys. You know what I mean. Growing up, I really loved those guys. I loved Allen Houston. You know what I mean?
That's why you my nigga.
I love
he on my list too.
I love Allen Houston, definitely.
While we on basketball, while we on basketball, what's your relationship with Kyrie Irving?
I love Kyrie, man. He's a great dude. I met him, when I first met him, he was a rookie, I think, in Cleveland. So,
got drafted to Cleveland.
when he got drafted. So I met him, and he's just always been the same dude. always just real humble, real, respectable. Same energy every time, you know what I mean? And it's real embracive. And it's funny because I remember after we won the championship, I saw him in New Orleans at All-Star Weekend, and he was walking through with Nike rep that I, also used to deal with. And I remember he came up and gave me a pound, and we like hugged each other, and I was like, yo, thank you for the championship. And then he's like, oh, it's nothing, you know? You know what I mean?
You're one of those dudes
Yeah, he's
that
like, oh, it's nothing, man, but it was so real and genuine, you know what I mean? And I could tell that he really was happy that somebody like myself, being from Ohio and being a fan of Northeastern Ohio sports and the Cavs for all these years, I think he could feel the excitement and, the appreciation that I really had. And it was great to even tell him, I appreciate him, you know what I'm saying? He hit a big shot. That's one of the biggest shots ever to me, you know what I mean? Especially just being a Cavs fan. So, yeah, Kyrie is the guy, man. And speaking of basketball players, like, he's probably my favorite right now, guy especially to watch, man. Just, his game is beautiful, man. He's just so, I really still watch him every game, and I'm just like, it's one of them, you just shake your head.
Like, he's a special,
generational
talent.
Yeah. So, Kyrie is definitely up there for me.
Yeah, that's gangster. So, LIU basketball, right? So, look. So, I remember I met you from Stephen St. back then.
Yeah.
We shared managers back then, right? And I remember, I want to say, I don't remember the exact year, but it was within 07 to 09, I want to say.
Yeah.
Right? Alife.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So me, Nipsey Hussle, and Dutch, we in Soho. I don't know what we're doing in Soho.
I don't either. Now that I think about it.
We in Soho. You just said me, Nipsey, and Dutch.
Yes, I'm saying.
We randomly in Soho, right?
Yeah, right.
And then we come in Alife. And here's my brother running Alife.
Yes.
Right? So, Alife, for those that don't know, listeners out there, and for listeners that do know, then y'all know it was a staple in New York City for culture and fashion.
Yes.
Right?
And music.
And music.
Yeah, and music.
And you ran the fucking spot.
Right.
Right? How was it at that time running the spot, knowing what your intention was on dreaming big and being an artist? Because you was already an artist at that time too. So what was it like?
It was crazy because to be embraced, because that was something that we lived. Like you said, like you saying you don't know why y'all was in Soho, but you know why, because you a fly guy. You into that. You naturally gonna gravitate towards that. So me at that time, which was crazy, I was doing a lot of skateboarding, which was crazy, because I did a little when I was growing up, but I got into it heavy because I was getting around that community of guys, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the homies, a lot of the Japanese homies, my homie Kensei, he used to run Prohibit. Remember Prohibit? This is when it was on Elizabeth and Mott back and then. So we would always vibe, and just me being amongst that area, me being amongst those guys and just being in that area, like skating and just kind of vibing and hanging out, to be able to eventually work and manage Alife at that time, it was very pivotal for me because it brought a different type of energy to me, because I was like live in effect in the mix of the pulse of New York City, because Alife had that, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that came through sneaker wise, culture wise, it was coming through Alife, you know what I mean? They were the staple. They were the first store to have alligator walls and chandeliers and carpet in it, you know what I'm saying? Mahogany wood and different things like, just different. It was a different type of vibe.
And music activation.
Yeah, and then music heavy. We had the Courtyard. They had everybody from John Mayer to Just Blaze, the Nas, the 666 Mafia, French Montana, ASAP, the whole ASAP, Drake. You know what I'm saying? When I was there, Drake used to come and just chill in there.
Tommy Campos.
Yeah, shout out to Tommy. Yeah, Tommy used to be there. Drake and Oliver, they used to come and just check us. And, well, really check Tommy, but they would come and just hang out in the spot. You know what I'm saying? Afterward, I mean, we close the store up, go in the courtyard, everybody drinking, smoking, listening to music, vibing, and they just there with us. So it's a lot of careers, a lot of people that birthed out of there, including myself. It's funny because you asked the question like how it was, or where my mind was at. It's funny because I was working, like you said, we was dealing with Steven Saint and those guys at the same time. So I would get off of work, go straight to the studio, but I wasn't even really telling people that I was pursuing that or doing that. And it's funny because I started, shout out to Steven Saint and GFC. They started getting me on the blogs. You know what I'm saying? So I started.
Me too.
Yeah.
We blog everything.
Yeah.
We come from that. That's our thing.
Right. So I started popping up on like Nah Right and Two Dope Boys and all of those. And I remember I was on Smash and shout out to Hoff. You know what I mean? All those guys. So so I was on there and I remember one day I was at work and. DJ Clark Kent and Mayor used to come in there all the time, and they would shop with us. They would get the they Air Force Kings. They would get everything, but they was heavy on the Air Forces. And I remember they came in one time, and Clark had like kind of hit me in the chest and was like, "Bro, why didn't you tell me you rap?" You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I didn't think it was. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to try to push it on you. You know what I'm saying? But he had saw me on the blogs. And then he was like, "Bro, you a good rapper." So he's like, "I'm going to call you." So every time he see me, he would call me good rapper. He's like, "That's a good rapper."
Yo, that's what he says the same shit.
Yeah.
That's his thing for
that's the
niggas
thing,
he like.
that he
That's
like
a
and
fact.
that he think that can rap. He going to call you. That's a good rapper. Or that's a good rapper right there, So he would, that's what he was basically like, yo. This is a good rapper. So now every time he introducing me to somebody or he coming in, he's speaking on that. But it was dope and it was super dope to not have said anything or tried to push myself on anybody coming through there because everybody came through there from Clark Kent to like Sylvia Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like these are well-known people in the industry who could do things or could help you in any way. But I just always kind of kept it business with them. But for them to start seeing me outside of it on their own was dope.
That's hard.
Yeah, that was super dope. And that was definitely rewarding. And it was something that made me be like, I got to keep on.
That's gangster.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep bringing it back. I'm going to keep fucking
Yeah.
Right. So, it was a tape. And I'm going to give you your flowers because you was the first person to even think to work or even create a project with this producer at the time. Mad Stalley.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, you bringing it back.
I'm taking it.
Yeah.
That's not even on your wiki.
Yeah.
Check. Hey, man, let me see. That's not even on the website. I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to get him with this. Right? Didn't Jonathan Mannion do that cover? No. Kareem from Lamar and Dolly.
Yes. Ooh. This nigga is
Yeah.
This nigga is right now. You are ill.
Come on, man. Come on. So what was it like? What was it like at that time? Because for one, I love that tape.
Yeah, same.
Right. So what was it like even putting yourself in that world to formulate that tape with the Madlib beats?
Man, that was it. First of all, let me shout out Steve and Saint, and definitely Steve, because that was somebody who helped me mastermind that and he helped me find a lot of those beats too. Because back then, you had to dig for it. The internet wasn't as
resourceful.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't as resourceful. That's a great word at that time. So we had to dig, and Steve found a lot of them joints for me to rap over, and then I found a couple too, like just with my research or just digging, kind of like my version of digging in the crates. And man, that was dope because I just wanted to pay homage to a Madlib and to Doom, may he rest in peace. Like because they were such inspiration. You know what I mean? So I wanted to pay homage to those guys as well. And I think that we did a great job, you know, with just everything, like you said, from the music to the production to the lyrics to the concepts to the whole concept of the project to introducing me to the world, you know, in a way where we kind of bridged the Ohio and New York City connection through that project too. It was a lot of storytelling in that, and then we put it together with Lamar, you know, with Kareem from Lamar and Dolly.
At that time, Lamar and Dolly
was on fire.
Yeah.
So
all they shit in videos, they was going crazy.
No, they was killing it. So and again, I think that might have been, you know, Steve and Saint who kind of like thought about like, let's get Kareem or let's add, you know what I mean? Like just doing stuff that wasn't being done before. Like this is before people was going to get calls and Murakami and stuff to do their artwork, but we was getting real designers, real artists to do these, you know, these album covers for us. So that was that you fucked me up with that.
I know I was gonna get you with that. I knew you wasn't gonna think I was gonna remember that.
Yeah, you killed me.
I remember it. Right, so here's the illest part, right? So shout out to my brothers because they getting unlimited flowers right now. Just because not only for what they done, but the correlation for me and you.
Yes.
We was already in the same family before we got into the fraternity of popping and rap.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So now to this fraternity that we was a part of, that we are a part of. DD 172.
Ooh.
Right? So another important era.
Another very important era.
In time. Where I feel like that created our identities. All of us. From me to you to Spitta to a Wiz to the Cool Kids.
Yes.
Who y'all had an amazing record.
Yeah.
You know
An amazing video.
An amazing video. Speaking of which, right? Your first video was shot by Cootie and Chica.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
So was mine too. Right? Along that time, my first million view video was shot by Cootie and Chica because along with being a part of that school, the 24-hour karate school.
Yes.
Right, in DD 172.
And it was really a 24-hour karate.
It really, because it came with Beatruski beats.
Yes.
It came from videos shot by Cootie and Chica, right? And then it's overshadowed by the legend, my brother Damon Dash. Right.
Shout out Dame.
So shout out to Dame for the foresight to even have a bunch of young talents that really we wasn't even on the surface for real yet.
Yeah.
But we got to be amongst other elites that will come through like the J Electronicas and the Most Defs and you know all
Jim
the
Jones,
Jim Joneses, Black Keys, you feel
Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu. You feel me? Even Akinelli.
Yeah.
Was in our sessions. You feel me? So it was different artists that we looked up to that was coming through those doors that we got to rub shoulders with, right? So I know what my experience was like. Like I want to hear yours. What was your experience like with DD1?
Man, you know that was first of all, it was an awesome experience, and shout out to Dane because I feel like I honed a lot of skills and I got you know, a crazy work ethic. Just being around that energy, being in that building. Dame opened the doors up for me. I remember he was like, yo, you can come. I came one day. I think I first went with Mickey Fact. Shout out to our brother. We did a show, I believe at BB King's, and it was like me, Mickey, and I think Currency and Wiz.
Was it BB King's or the Knitting Factory?
It could have been the Knitting Factory. But I remember when we did that show, and Dame was there. I think Dame was there to like maybe see Currency and Wiz, but you know, me and Mickey happened to be there too performing. And then I remember he invited everybody back to that space,
to the gallery.
And we went there, we chopped it up, talked. He was telling us what he had going on, like what he was trying to do with the space. And then he kind of opened the doors. Was like, yo, this is, you know, a home for y'all. Y'all can come back whenever. And I feel like since that day, I went there almost every day. You know what I mean? Until it was like the doors was closed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I did it because I was just so hungry to record. You know, like you said, Ski was in there. They had the studio. It was endless beats. It was just endless artists coming in and out to collab with.
Under 100, the shows we were doing.
Under 100, the shows, the live. You know, you never knew who was. BET could be in there, MTV could be in there, Pitchfork could be in there, whoever. You know what I mean? So you had the opportunity to also rub shoulders with them, speak to them. Sometimes Dame would come get me and have me rap in front of the camera for, you know, whatever. It's like, it was just so organic and on the fly, and I just loved that. And like I said, that gave me kind of the sharpness of where, you know what I mean?
Same.
Just the professionalism to be able to hold, you know what I mean? To take care of things. And he the first person that put cameras in our face.
Facts.
Everywhere,
every moment.
Yeah, I remember I was going to pick up some clothes from like Mishka, and they wanted to give me, you know, like they wanted to see me like a care package. And I remember Dame, I was leaving, and Dame was like, "Where you going?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm about to go to Brooklyn and Mishka to pick up some clothes." He was like, "Oh, he made 2 guys come with me with the cameras." He's like, "Yo, go follow
Go
him.
get that.
Go, whatever he do, just film it." You know what I'm saying? And we made it a quick little like vlog, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Dame was the first to pioneer the vlogging.
Right. Oh shit. Oh
shit.
Nah, we good. Shit's still going. For sure.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you know, like I was saying, I feel like Dame was the first to really pioneer the vlogging. You know what I mean? Making sure that everything was documented. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he created Creative Control, the website that had every channel, and we all had channels. There was a smoke, there was a smoke channel. There's a Stalley channel, a currency channel. There was a channel just for Creative Control, Cootie and Chike. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot.
Yo, did you go on that little blue bus tour that we did that one time?
Yeah.
Was you on the bus when we got pulled over in Vermont?
I think so.
What happened in Vermont?
Oh no, we got pulled over.
It was cold.
It was very cold. I remember the bus got pulled over. They had the dogs come on the bus.
Oh yeah, I was there. Because they took us all off.
They took us
all.
You was definitely there.
I was there.
It was freezing.
Yes, it was.
They had us outside the bus.
Yeah.
I was fully loaded. This is the era where if you caught me, it's you got me.
Right.
I'm fully loaded, but I'm from 119th. So once I seen the lights come, I tucked and I rolled because I didn't know what was gonna happen. We got off the bus and they had the dogs come sniff everybody.
Yep. And
when the dog got to me, he sniffed and he kept going, and that was my time where I said, okay, the dog is worth shit. Right? So the state trooper then explained, because he asked like, well, you know, was y'all smoking weed? Like, yeah, we was smoking weed.
Yeah.
We were on a tour. Okay, well, that's why the dog is alert, because the dog can smell the weed, but the dog can't sense how much weed is around. So the weed could still be lingering on our bodies.
Yeah.
Because we just smoke weed.
Right.
But it's no weed on the bus. Mind you, I got all the weed. You know what I mean? It's a couple niggas probably threw their shit out the window on the way.
Right.
But I had mine.
Right.
So it was clutch once we came back around to the joint. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. So it's weed all over the place. Whatever.
Yeah.
But we in Vermont, which I think Vermont is illegal.
I think it was even then, or they might have not been as.
Yeah, I don't think they was that
with
lenient at that time.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure right now you can grow weed, smoke weed, and sell weed without the cops bothering you in Vermont. So fuck y'all for pulling us over. Right. So so DD 172, amazing time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Really gave us our foundation. I know I learned how to perform in DD 172.
That too.
For real, especially with a live band and without any vocals under our shit, because we would be ridiculed. For rapping over our vocals.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a no-no.
Right. That's a no-no. So that gave us our structure, gave us our balance. So in that, I want to say that served as a college for us. I won't even say high school.
That's great. No, that's great. That's right? A great analogy.
And we put our time in this college, and then when we graduated. We all graduated to do different things. We all went in a different route. So Spitta at this time, I think he went over to Warner. Yeah. That was his first major deal. As a solo act for Pilot Talk, which we both was on.
Yep.
You was on Address.
Yep.
I was on Don't here? We got the shit on Pilot Talk. We got so many songs. Was it Skyborn? One of them shits.
I think it was Skyborn.
I want to say it's Skyborn, No Wheaties, something. One of those songs was on Pilot Talk.
Yeah.
But we both was on Pilot
Right.
Talk. Then you got your situation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I always wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
Because it was so inspiring that you got next to this nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing him and knowing how his foresight is, he sees it.
Mm-hmm.
But how the fuck did you get next to Ross?
Man.
Like after leaving the nest and going out into the world, I'm not gonna lie. Like where you're at now on the indie, I thought that was where you was gonna go immediately after that, because that was what we was built on. Right. So how did you link with Ross?
Man, you know what's so crazy is one day I was about to get on the train, and I got a call from Spitta. Spitta hit me and was like, "Yo, Ross wants your number." He was like, "I don't know why, but he was like, I just want to, you know how Spitta is.
I don't know why,
but he's like, but I'm just telling you that it before, you know, and to see if it's cool if I give him your number." And then I was like, "Well, yeah, it's cool." I was like, "I'm not sure what he would want either," but I was like, "That's fine." And then he was like, you know, Currency was like, "Yeah, nah, he's good people, you know, he's cool." Like, he's like, "But I just wanted to make sure I asked you before I gave your number out."
Right.
And then Ross called me like maybe a few minutes later, like maybe an hour later it might have been, I don't know. But then he just called me and was like, "Yo, you know, I want to meet you," basically. He was like, "I want to meet you. I want you to come down." I think he was on the I Am Music tour at the time with Lil Wayne, and I think they might have been going to Dallas. He was like, "I want you to come down to Dallas." So the next day I flew down to Dallas, met him, and then we chopped it up, and he, you know, he was just telling me how he knew me, how he knew of me, the things he did know of me, and then he just was like, "Yo, I would love to have you a part of MMG." You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, all right. I kind of at first was like, you know the type of artist I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he was just like, "Yeah, no, exactly." He was like, "And that's exactly why I want you over here." You know what I mean? He's like, "I fuck with you. I fuck with your vision. You know, I love the way you put your shit together." Basically, you know what I'm saying? And then the rest was history.
That's ill.
Yeah.
Because at this time, Rose wasn't really well, he was dabbling in our world because he had the Super High remix with Wiz and Spitta, right? But outside of that, he wasn't really dabbling in our world.
Right.
So when I seen you be a part of the fold, it was like, oh, this is hard.
Yeah.
What was the first joint y'all did? Was it Lincoln?
We did the Lincoln Way Nice remix.
Right.
Yeah.
See, you see where I'm at, right?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm studying, right?
Yeah.
So when you got with Ross, did that initiate the deal with Atlantic, or was that like?
Yeah, no, that initiated. That was the
situation.
So that was the whole situation, and it's funny because, you know, back then Twitter was crazy, and you could go like, what was it called? Be a trending topic. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you could be a trending topic. Like, it was a little easier, I guess. I don't know, because I don't really follow. Yeah, it was just new. So you know, but that meant like thousands or millions of people are talking about you all around. And I remember that same time I met him. I don't even know if I had Twitter, or I did have Twitter, but I think I just got Twitter, so it was new to me. And say like I had 10,000 followers at the time, you know what I'm saying? And I remember we took a picture together and he posted it. And just he said something real vague, like, "Oh, watch what's coming next," or something like that. And then Twitter just went crazy. Like, everybody just started to be, "Oh, Stalley about to sign the MFG, Stalley signing the," you know, like, it was that talk.
Yeah, they was
it was crazy. Yeah, because Ross was on, you know, the biggest shit in the world. Yeah. So it was like, it just started going crazy. And then, like, my following went up. And then we was a trending topic for like maybe a day and a half or something crazy. Or maybe 2 days. It was just like non-stop. My phone was going crazy. Email was going crazy. Everybody asking for like, you know, a statement, or like just to know if it was going, like everybody trying to break. Yeah, exactly. And everybody want to break the news. You know what I mean? So that was a crazy time. You know what I mean? Put it like that. That was definitely a crazy time. But that is how, you know, the Atlantic situation came about too.
Right. So, now knowing that, what was the transition like from going with the indie structure, kind of Wild Wild West cowboy,
Yeah.
with DD Space,
Right.
and being in college,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
to going to the real world,
Right.
of being on a major label. What was that like? Because that's something I still don't know. I have yet to get that feeling. Like, I've done things with the machine,
Yeah.
right? But I've never really been the prime focus
Yeah.
of the machine, right? So what was that like, the transition for you from going?
Man,
from
it was a roller coaster for real of emotions, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I sit back and I think about it, or I kind of reminisce on it, and it's just like some of it be a blur because it happened so fast, you know what I mean? And things was moving so fast, because that's what it is. It's like, you know, people always, we was talking about sports earlier, but people always talk about the pace from high school to college to the pros. It's just a fast, you know what I mean? It just speeds up. And that's what I feel like you said, DD 172 was college, but then when I went to the pros, it was like everything sped up.
Everything
like
sped
it
up.
went up 100. You know what I mean? But it was, I enjoyed every minute of it. It was a learning process, you know what I mean? And I got to learn from one of the best to do it. You know what I'm saying? I got to be side by side and close with them. So I gained a lot of, more of the stuff that I had from DD 172, which was, you know, staying focused, continuing to work. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen somebody work hard like Ross did. You know what I mean? And then at that time, it's like I'm looking at him as somebody who had everything. You know what I mean? But he working like he got nothing. And it's just like he set a great example in that you know. So I still apply that to my career and my life now. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things that you know, that's priceless that I got from just being on a major and being in that situation. I know a lot of people sometimes look at it negative, or like if it didn't work, it's a negative. But nah, like everything worked according to how it was supposed to set up what I got going now.
That's,
you know what I mean?
fucking fact.
So it was a beautiful time.
That's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard. Right. So you was on both MMG tapes, Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Right.
I was on 1, 2, and 3.
And 3 part itself.
But I got on 1 late. I only had a verse on 1. It's funny because I had just came to MMG and I think they already had the project together, but Ross wanted me on the project, so he had threw me on a record. I forget what the record is called too. It might have been called Running Rebels, I want to say. And it's me, Meek, Wale, and Tidra Moses. Yeah, hard. Yeah.
So that was it. Volume 2. That was the Fountain of Youth joint.
Yes.
With you in there?
Yes.
Right. So rewind back to us running into each other in Alife.
Yeah.
Fast forward, y'all niggas is on
Right.
the song on the album together.
Yeah, and that's just so crazy. So this is something you probably don't know, right? I'm such a hip hop nigga and hip hop head and fan that when you and Nip came through there, I knew who y'all was. You know what I'm saying? I knew who Smoke was.
That's crazy.
I knew who Nip was. They didn't. So I don't know if you remember, I used to give y'all like hats and t-shirts
All
and
the
stuff
time.
like that.
All the time.
And I used to tell them, bro, I gotta give these niggas is doing they thing. Like, you know, or they coming, you know what I'm saying? And I remember Nip had the Alife hat on and like a couple pictures
pull
of
that
Vivid.
flick up
Yeah.
on us.
That I gave him that hat. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy.
And then me and Nip, fast forward, end up doing music together and being like this, just like me and you, like, you know what I mean? Brothers. So, you know, shout out to Nip and shout out to Sam and Adam and
Facts.
BH and
Facts.
all
And
them.
Cobby.
Cobby, Jay
Word.
Stone, all of those was my
Guys.
guys, you know what I'm
Word.
saying? So it was just like, it was definitely dope. Because I was someone, again, who was, you know, y'all was doing y'all thing, you know what I mean? And pursuing your dream, living it actively. But I'm here trying to do that and working at Alife, you know what I'm saying? But I was just happy to see some people that was like my peers or some people that was like me coming in there. So I'm like, man, we got to bless these guys, you know what I'm saying? We got, and again, fast forward, I remember doing that record and I'm like, oh oh yeah, Nip gotta get on. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's my dog. That's my, you know what I mean? And I know that he was still on his grind. You know what I'm saying? For real. So I'm like, man, this is a great look. And Ross fucked with him too heavy, you know,
For
as
sure.
well. So
For
it just
sure.
made sense. And then we got to shoot the video.
Nah, you good, bro. You good.
Oh, okay. And we got to shoot the video. And I remember, it's funny because I was on the I Am Music tour with Kendrick Lamar. And I had...
Hold on.
That's crazy,
Hold
right?
on. Let me get- Richie!
Yo, not to, don't know that, nothing on this. This the best interview.
Oh, I know. I know. This is my
And I
man.
seen-
This is my man, my man.
Yeah, I seen
Nigga, I'm a-
all the interviews.
This is my man,
And
my
this
man.
the best interview.
There wasn't no way it was going to be anything
Word
less
the
than that.
mother.
Can I get some water now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was
Richie,
the music matter.
the water is.
What did I
is
say?
not
I
free.
am
It's
music.
Yeah,
under-
thank you, because I'm going to say that. I know, yeah. So music matters. Yeah, I don't know why I said
Well,
that.
it's
Oh,
like
I
near
said
the
that because of
refrigerator, near
the
the pantry. The
raw
first
shit.
thing right there. There's waters in there, cold waters. Right where I want this thing to start.
That's like my
Fucking
my
flow.
desktop was so clean, and then I looked at it the other day. I got so much shit on there, so much music on there, so many
Yo.
beats on that motherfucker. I gotta clean it up.
Man.
Your fans would be so mad. They'd be like, put it out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, put it out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, before my shit rudely interrupted us because I be doing all types of shit on this fuck. I'm recording raps, podcasts, skits. I got all types of shit on this computer, right? So hold on. Alright, so we was talking about the Nip shit and you was saying you was doing what with Kendrick now? What
Oh
was
yeah. So we was doing the Music Matters tour.
Okay.
The BET Music
BET
Matters
Music-
tour.
right,
yup.
right.
And I remember we did the LA stop. And this going back to Nip and the Fountain of Youth, the record on the Self-Made. Just to tie that in, we was doing the Music Matters tour. I brought Nip out at the show to do
gangsta.
Fountain of Youth. And then that night, we shot the video in his hood.
Oh,
Right there on
shit.
Crenshaw and Slauson or whatever. And I remember I pulled up, and it was like me, the video dude, and like my road manager or that, you know, at the time. And it was like, and it was late, like maybe 2, 3 in the morning. He's like, "This all you with?" I'm like, "Yeah." He was like, "I fuck with you for that." Like, I'm like, "Bro, I'm cool." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable wherever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I asked, "I'm good." He's like, "Oh yeah, you good? Of course." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Well, I'm straight." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Man, talk about
But
Nip, man.
yeah, no, that's my brother Smoke. No, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
man.
just like it was a different. It's like this. What you know what I mean? Conversation. We talking about more than just music. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
facts.
It's real life shit. So, yeah.
Do that form a little paranoia on you?
I mean, you know, you definitely gotta, you know, look over your shoulder a little bit or just pay more attention. You know what I mean? Because it's not safe for anybody, unfortunately. You know what I mean? No matter how much positivity you put out or how much love you give, there's always gonna be somebody. You know what I mean? That's kind of
Hating.
hating. You know, to say the least. You know what I mean? I hate to use that word, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So just try to stay sharp.
Yo, what cover did Jonathan Mannion shoot?
He did the Ohio cover. So
Oh.
that was my
Okay.
debut album on Atlantic
Atlantic.
MMG. Yeah, MMG Atlantic. So he did that cover.
Was that the album that had the Scarface joint on there?
No, that was
The Starship.
Honest Cowboy.
The Honest Cowboy.
Yeah, with spaceships and wood grains and all
Yes,
that. That was
yes,
before the
yes.
Ohio album. So
Okay.
the Ohio album had the record with me and that Would It Be Like.
Mhm,
It had
mhm.
what else did it have? It had Always Into Something with me and Ty Dolla $ign. And
That
had
video was
One
on
More
too.
Shot with Ross and August Alsina. I had the record Navajo Rugs on there with De La Soul. Who you know get De La Soul?
Who you know not?
That was fly.
That was he pulled one right there.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
Like-
What was that like?
Amazing. I actually did a show with them. Let me.
And then did the show
Let
with
me
them?
flex a little bit. I did a show with them in Czech Republic. It was like 30,000.
Czech Republic.
Yeah. And we just happened to be, you know,
There's some
staying
nice
at this.
ones out there.
Yeah, no, it was
There's
crazy.
some nice
over
ones
there.
out there.
But we happened to stay in the same hotel, and you know, when you do those festivals, they shuttle you back and forth on buses and vans, and we just happened to be me and Paz. You was on the Plug One. You know, we was on the van together going back, chopping it up, exchanged numbers. Then I think we ended up getting on the same flight back to New York, you know what I'm saying? And I think we might have sat next to each other or close, and we just built, you know what I mean, that whole time. And then I was kind of letting them know, like, I would love to have them on the record, you know what I'm saying? And then I forget how that record came about, but I know I was working on it, and I was like, yo, De La Soul sound ill on this. And I remember I reached out, he was like, send it, and that's how I happened.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I could see him with De La Soul though. Even back
Because it's
then.
calm.
Like,
and it is a
it's
spitter.
smooth.
Yeah.
And it's some
that's a
smooth
fact.
fly
Yeah.
shit.
That's a
That's what
fact.
they
I-
represent. So
Yeah.
it makes sense. Yo, what was your first sold out show in New York City? Was it SOBs? Because for one, let me paint the picture.
Yeah.
Coming in a new artist, right, in the blog era.
Yeah.
When you have a sold out show, you're the goods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of guys didn't have sold out shows.
Right.
I had one.
Yep.
You had one.
Yep.
What was your first sold out show in New
I
York
believe
City?
you're right. I think it might have been SOBs. I think it might have been SOBs.
Now
And you.
okay.
No, I was gonna say something. You know what's crazy? I was telling somebody earlier. You know, there hasn't been a music venue in New York City that I didn't perform in, except for the Madison Square Garden. I've
Same.
even performed at the Barclays.
Same.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Well, the garden is coming.
I know.
Garden is
For
coming.
both
You're just
of us.
speaking it.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah,
speaking it into
yeah,
fruition.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Garden is coming.
Exactly.
But fucking, you know, performing in other places. I know performing overseas because you've been there.
Mhm.
You know the love
Yeah.
that we get
Mhm.
as American artists.
Yes.
Performing overseas. Now, shit. If we go to Texas or we go to Albuquerque, New Mexico,
Right.
we're still gonna get that same love,
Mhm.
right? But performing in New York City, right? We
Yeah.
get the love, but it's a different crowd,
Yeah.
right? So I always tell people that that's affected by crowd participation and the crowd awareness, rather. When you performing in New York City, if we don't know you, we're not gonna respond, but we're gonna listen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not that they don't fuck with you, it's that they're listening.
Right.
What was your experience like for the first time performing in New York City?
I think it was kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? Because, I started I was performing at like Sputnik. You know, I don't know if you remember Sputnik and it's by Lafayette
Of
Gardens
course.
Projects in Brooklyn. You know what I mean? I just been in the trenches, baby.
Speaking out
You know what I'm saying? So I done been, you know, everywhere from there to, like you said, SOB's, Highline Room, Irving Plaza, whatever. So I think that was one thing that I had to learn. But that also made me a sharper performer. I don't know about you, but because I would perform, it could be a sold out crowd even, or it could be a packed house. It might not be sold out, but it's packed, couple hundred people there, and you're performing, and everybody's kind of looking at you, and you up there killing it, going in.
You know you
You
killed
know you killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get off stage, and everybody tells you killed it.
Facts. Y'all fuck with
And
this
I'm
shit.
like, I couldn't fucking tell. Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's weird.
No hands in the sky,
Yeah,
no rapping.
nothing.
But like you said, they're listening.
Listening.
And they're vibing. You know, so now when I went other places, even when I went on tour with Kendrick, there's might have been a lot of people, because I'm opening up. You know what I mean? So there might have been a lot of people that's there just for Kendrick. They don't know Stalley. So when I'm performing, the crowd not moving or something wouldn't affect me. Now, if somebody takes a picture or a video, you might be like, "Oh, they wasn't fucking with them." But nah, again, you get off the stage, or you stop a song.
Mm-hmm.
That was hard. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's a reaction. It's kind of like you hit a 3, and then
That's a fact.
they not cheering while you dribbling though. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
So
fact.
it's kind of that feeling. You know what I mean? But it's dope because New York gave me that. Okay, they vibing, or they, as long as I'm performing and I see eyes locked on the stage, I don't see no talking, I don't see no rolling L's, I don't see no on the phone, none of that, and you locked in, I know I got you.
That's what it is.
I don't need you to scream, hoot and holler, jump around, shout, because I know that you're paying attention, and I know that I'm the type of artist that I'm an MC, I'm a master of ceremony, so I'm going to control the crowd. However, I'm going to control the crowd, but as long as you listening, we winning.
You winning. That's a fucking fact. Now, the maturation of BCG,
Yes.
right? How did that come about?
Man, that came about, honestly, it was me and Aisha, my fiance, who you know what I'm saying, who I done been with since
Since
yeah.
forever.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? And well, before that, actually, you know what I mean? I think we was just laying around, like, kind of thinking of concepts, and I don't know how it came about, but it was like that word was thrown around because of being from Ohio, the Midwest, a Rust Belt city, you know what I mean? Somewhere where it's super blue collar.
Right.
But, don't get it twisted, New York City is probably the biggest blue collar city in the world.
Fact.
But people forget because of the lights and the big, you know what I mean? But
It's work
it's
over here.
work of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hard work over here. So, it just came about, that I was like, man, that's kind of that, well, not kind of, that is the identity of who I am, of who, even I started seeing my fan or my listener or the people who support me, and I was like, that's what they look like. They are everyday man and woman. They working, they grinding, they gritting, they going to college, they work in retail, they work in sanitation, they football players, they NBA players, they presidents, whoever, they all of that. So I'm like, this is what we are. We getting it out the mud. And I wanted something that represented those flyover states. The states like where I'm from, the cities where I'm from that get overlooked, where there's hella talent, but they don't get the opportunity unless they move out. So I wanted to kind of put a spotlight on that too. So that's really how the Blue Collar Gang was formed.
That's fly.
That's hard.
That's fly. Right? So, now, you're a very intelligent guy.
Thank you.
Very conscious fellow.
Thank you.
Right? Religion. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When did you get into the Muslim religion? Because I feel like nobody ever asked you that question.
Yeah, no, they haven't.
You know what I mean?
And thank you for asking me that. I appreciate that for sure. That just put a smile on my face. But Islam has always been the religion. You know what I mean? It's always been it. Now, have I been the best, at practicing the religion? Nah. Am I the best now? I can't say that, you know what I mean? I'm a work in progress. But it's been my whole life, you know what I'm saying? And it's been something that's always carried me too. Just having that faith and that somebody up there loves me, you know what I'm saying? Tie that back in. That, you know what I'm saying? So just knowing that somebody walks with me, knowing I have a greater and a purpose, a greater purpose than whatever I have here. It's what I think about everything, like, what am I going to leave here? So what is this music sounding like that I'm leaving when my physical is in here? How is it being, how are people listening to it? How are people living from it? Are they better? Are they worse? Are they treating people better? Are they treating people shitty? You know what I'm saying? So I think that always has played in. There's probably some people who will hear this or see this and be like, well, you a Muslim, you shouldn't be rapping anyway. Or you should, you shouldn't even be doing that. I shouldn't have tattoos. It's a lot of things, I shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I'm just trying to live in my purpose and to always stay conscious that Allah is protecting me and that He's walking with me. So whenever I do anything, whether it's make a song or perform or, bump into somebody on the streets, that I'm always doing it in a respectful way.
Gangster.
As an artist, how do you deal with those moments where you feel like you're not inspired and be inspired. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, how do you deal with those moments?
I think I try to breathe. You know what I'm saying? I try to sit back and breathe and kind of sit with myself, listen to myself. You know how sometimes athletes say you got to listen to your body. I just try to listen to myself and see if there's something that I got to say. You know, if there's something that I want to say, get off my chest, express. Never try to force anything. I'm somebody who can't force it even if I wanted to. I feel like now I just got into a space where I create. It's just so easy.
It's feeling.
Yeah, it's just like,
it's clicking.
man, this is what I do.
It's clicking.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's
it's like, yeah,
clicking.
it's just like, this is easy. It's talking. I'm really
Literally.
just talking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just expressing myself. So, but yeah, man, like just being inspired. Sometimes it's just about sitting with myself. Sometimes I play a video game. Sometimes I chill with the family. Read a book, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of things that I can do to try to help inspiration come, but again, I don't force it. I just kind of let it come natural.
That's cool. What drove this? He said it's clicking. What drove this project?
I think that I got time to sit. You know, I was speaking of shows and stuff. You know, I was telling somebody earlier again. You know that because I've been having a lot of conversations today. But I was telling somebody that. For the first few years of my career, there was probably a span of like 3, 4, 5 years where I was performing every week, 3, 4, 5 times a week.
You was on your Southwest
exactly,
shit, but everywhere.
Everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I didn't have, there was a lot of moments I missed. There was a lot of time that I missed, not even, just with myself, but with family, with my children, with, like everyone. So now I get the opportunity to be able to kind of do that more, and still, I'm blessed enough to have the comfort to do that, because a lot of people can't. It's like some people have to put out record after record after record because you're trying to maintain a lifestyle or you're trying to keep certain dollars coming in. You know what I mean? And don't get it twisted. I need the bread, so make sure y'all support me. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that comfortable, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we working.
Go get that shit streamed all that.
We working out
exactly.
here. Yeah.
Please buy that shit, stream that shit, everything, merch, everything. But it's a luxury to be able to, kind of relax a little bit and take the time on the project and be able to speak when you want to speak and not just speaking because you feel like you have to keep up stay relevant stay in people's faces. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yo, I love asking my brothers this question, right? Because we all I'm Sean, you're Kyle.
Yes.
Right.
Facts.
But I'm also Smoke Dizzy and you're Stalley.
Right.
So we share two people.
Right.
So you gotta turn that on and you gotta turn that off. And sometimes it's hard to turn that shit off.
Right.
So sometimes our other alter ego is somewhere else and you're like, yo, what's up with that nigga? I ain't seen him in a while. Right. But how is it, right, for fatherhood for you? Right? How is it turning it off and focusing on fatherhood? Because we got our times where we can't be our stage names when we're in our households.
Yeah.
So what is that like for you?
Man, it's actually a blessing because I can take that cool off. You know what I mean? I can just because they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, it's cool, but at the end of the day, they want their father. They want Kyle. You know what I'm saying? They want the man that they wake up with in the house every day. To do the smallest thing, take them to the mall, go to a movie, go to a park. Play a video game, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So I really enjoy that part of me. Not having a father, I'm learning I'm learning every day to be a father or how to be a father, and they teach me. I learn different parts of me that I didn't know. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
That is an amazing answer, brother.
Nah, that's a fact.
Literally, that is an amazing answer. You wanna do your shoot five?
Yeah, I got a little shoot.
You know what I'm
saying?
All right, so right, bro. So we got this segment that Show does on our show. It's called Shoot the Five. So he gives you 5 names, right? And you give us the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the names.
Okay.
Shoot the 5.
Rick Ross.
Appreciation. I appreciate him heavenly. You know what I mean? He changed my life. Life changer, that's what the word is.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Legends. Ohio legends.
I'm going all O on this one. MGK.
Another legend, Ohio legend. You know what I'm saying? Like really, he really him. You seen the transitions. Rapper, actor, rock star.
Rock star.
Yeah,
That's
all.
Yeah, so.
LeBron James.
Another legend, 330 legend too. You know, I'm from the 330. So go. The greatest to ever touch that rock.
You gotta give me one right here. Stalley.
The greatest ever. Legend. Trendsetter. Since 2003, I've been giving niggas they faces. This with this beard, this hat. You see niggas, you go outside right now, you gonna see a nigga with a beard. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it! Talk your shit! Yeah!
I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just call a spade a spade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ross and Freeway and those guys, but niggas know who came through with the beard.
Talk
You know what I'm saying? But nah, yeah, that's it, man. And you know, just somebody who, I mean, I'm gonna say a father. You know what I mean? A friend. You know, a brother. Like a MC, an activist. You know, a spiritual man, a religious man. You know what I mean? I'm a lot of things, and I'm just blessed to be here.
That was fire. Now, right, so you said a lot of things, and you are a lot of everything that you just said. One thing you miss is a sneakerhead.
Oh yeah, heavy.
What is he always got some things on. That's ever since I've known him.
Yeah.
It's never been an off day. What is your grail sneaker?
Ooh, that's a great question.
What, top 5?
Yeah.
Nah,
No, he
just
just
Grail,
Grail
one?
sneaker.
Just one. That's a grail
He might
sneaker.
have stomped me here. Man. That's a crazy question.
You was fucking with the dunks way before
yeah, you know.
I even caught it. Like,
Right.
you were way before. So.
Man, yeah, if we talking about dunks, there's like, let me see. I'm gonna tell you one dunk I don't have, so I'll try to say Grail this. The pigeons.
The pigeons.
I don't have them. The original gray. I don't have them. Staple. I know you got some pairs.
No. You throwing that shit out there, man. I don't got those.
Yeah, like I know he got some somewhere, man. But you know, I got you. As you know, I got a great collection.
You have some
but that is
ears.
not in my collection.
Wow.
That is not in my collection.
Pigeons.
Yeah.
You know the lobsters drop tomorrow.
Yeah. You know, I already
know.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Did you get the dunkles?
I didn't.
Wow.
And you know why? And this is my fault because, you know, like I get sneakers sent to me, you know, here and there. I don't like
Complex.
Yeah, but I don't like. I don't. I don't like that. You know, ask too much for things. You know what I'm saying? Unless I really want it, or I really might like. For some reason can't get a hold of it because I'm not around or I'm on the road, whatever. So I think that was one of those moments where I just been so occupied and moving around so much that exactly. There's been a lot of sneakers that I've been like that since then, you know. But I made sure I got the Lost and Found joints.
I got them too.
Yeah.
I'm not even a Jordan.
I saw the
nigga.
box up there.
Right. Now I'm not even a Jordan nigga. Right. Rest in peace to my brother Hovain. Because he is the reason that I bought them joints because I hated Jordan for so long. And the Lost and Founds came out and I just he fucked with mics, and I
Yeah.
know he would appreciate
Right,
me
right,
having the pair.
That's
so
love. And that's the pair to
lost
have.
and found. It's definitely the pair
That's
to
the
have.
pair to have.
It's definitely the pair to
For
have.
sure.
So it might
That's
be
a-
a
that's a
sneaker
dope
of the
story
year.
behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Might be a sneaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Those
a dope
are
Because
the-
I'm not. Y'all know how much I hate.
I
Mike.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
a dope story behind
So,
wearing
That
those,
is.
bro.
No,
You know
that's
what I'm
super
saying?
dope.
And I don't hate Michael Jordan as a person because if I see him, I ask him for a picture.
Yeah.
He might tell me.
Since he's thinking that, hold up.
Might tell me.
What sneaker has the biggest story for you?
Good question, Show.
That is a great question. I don't think I've ever told this story, but the Obsidian 12s. Because it's funny because my mom came and got me out of school. Early dismissal. Took me
So
to
you
the
know
mall
how
to
that
go
happened.
get them. Then I went and took them and went straight and played a game in them.
Oh,
And our jerseys
That's
Our
flash.
jerseys was black and yellow. And I didn't care if I matched or not.
That's a flash. That's a
Yeah, I said I'm in these joints. You know what I mean?
played in
I
them.
played in them.
So
right
you wear
away.
your sneakers?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, even when I would skate a little, I used to skate every sneaker purposely. People would get mad at me. Jordan 3s, Jordan 1s, whatever. I'm skating.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Styling.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I just,
crazy.
I enjoy wearing sneakers. I enjoy sneakers, and I'm also somebody, that one moment that my mom got me those shoes, and that was so special because I didn't get a lot of those moments as a kid. I didn't get a lot of, you know what I mean?
memorable
Moms
right
couldn't
there.
afford it like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get a lot of those, so that was special to me. And I remember, I think I made sure that I was doing good in school and keeping my grades up, and she came and rewarded me for that. You know what I mean? So I love that. You know what I mean? So that shoe right there, that's special for me.
Shout out Mom Deuce.
Yeah, definitely shout out
That's
Mom
a
Deuce.
fact.
Now, before I let you go,
Yes.
top 5. Your top 5 greatest rappers
We need
of all
it.
time.
Ooh. Me. Nah, I'm joking.
You really want to say that, though?
Nah, it changes all the time. I'm gonna be honest, it changes all the time. But I'm gonna just go with my 5 off the top of my head right now. I'm gonna say Nas, Yasin Bey, most definitely.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Ghostface. I'm gonna say Scarface. And I'm gonna say Future.
Ooh.
Throw that in there.
Now that is
That's
such
my
an
nigga. You know I fuck
that,
with-
Nah, I fuck with Future too. That is
That's
an interesting 5 right there.
Yeah,
I can
I've
see.
never gotten that top 5 before, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because it could have been a stock top 5. You could have just
Nah,
hit me
yeah.
with the Biggie Pop. Jay.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
of
like
course,
the top 5.
yeah, of course, those
Yeah.
are the. But honestly, Biggie, incredible. You know what I'm saying? Jay, incredible. But Jay was never like a top 5 for me. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's incredible, but he just was never a top 5 for me. I'm more of a Nas guy. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Not to put them two
It
against
makes
each
sense.
other,
It makes sense.
but
It
I'm
makes
just
sense.
yeah, I'm
Makes
just more of a Nas guy. But there's so many great MCs. I could have named all those that you said. You know what I mean? I could name.
That's why I said that was a great
You know
top
what I
5
mean?
because it wasn't a stock.
Right.
Top 5. It was like, look, this is Yasin Bey. Shout out to
Mos
Mos Def.
Def.
I just did a
Mos
show with him in
Def. Yeah,
Portugal.
that's a
He's
fact.
still crushing shit.
Right.
Watch him in the Blue Note like 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
randomly. Crushing shit with
Right.
Robert Glasper. So it's like, that is a great top 5.
And those are also MCs who I think inspired my flow throughout the years
That's
too.
why I fuck
You know
with it,
what I'm
because it's
saying?
reminiscent of who you are. It's like the basketball players you named.
Yeah.
You said David Robinson,
Tim
Tim Duncan,
Allen
Allen
Houston.
Houston. This is all of your prominent, fucking dominant superstar
Yeah.
players.
But really,
But calm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
it ain't nothing else
Yeah.
to it. It's like,
Not under the
I'm gonna give
radar.
you a
Right,
calm
yeah.
30.
Right.
I'm not gonna smile.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
And I won't dap you.
Right.
But I just, it's all good.
Yeah.
I might never do the interview. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
I don't want to talk to y'all niggas. It's all good.
And that is it. That's the personality. So it's same with the MCs. You know what I mean? Some of them got storytelling. Some of them got an ill flow. Some of them got like ill cadence or a braggadocio style about it. It's elements to it. So that's why I said at 5 right now, those are people. But you ask me tomorrow, it might change.
Yeah,
But those are people that I really listen to. I'm really a fan of. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I love that. I love that. I love that. You got anything else for my brother, man?
Man, he done.
Texting me tomorrow. Yo, I should ask this nigga this.
I always do that. Every time we watch it over, like, I should have asked him.
Always got, you know what I mean? But yo, brother, I love you.
Nah, I love you
I
too.
thank you for coming up here. This conversation has been long overdue.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What's my shit? What's the name of the album? The new jump.
Somebody up there loves me.
Somebody up there. I didn't want to butcher the title
Nah.
because I was about to say some whole other shit.
Yeah.
Somebody up there loves me.
Yes.
I already know it's gonna be fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
Actually, I want my own little Dropbox or whatever.
Oh, I
to
got
get
you.
out of here
I got you. Yes.
So I could enjoy like Great Rizzy and all the other niggas. Cause I'm media too,
Right,
so
right.
I
Yeah,
need my
exactly,
media
yeah.
treatment.
I do got a question.
There you go.
Sorry. How do you want to be remembered?
Oh man. Phew, that's a great question too. Nobody didn't ask me that yet.
All
You
right,
know what I mean?
good.
So that's great. I want to be remembered as a solid individual. You know, somebody that people smiled around, laughed around, enjoyed my presence. You know, naturally. Somebody that that people can say that was a pleasant person. You know, it was always a pleasant conversation, a warm embrace. And I just want to be remembered as somebody who put some good in. You know what I mean? Who left something here on the who left something here in the world that people can apply to their everyday, daily life and just be a better person.
I'm satisfied.
Air horns. Let that
I'm
go.
satisfied.
You know what I mean?
My brother.
Yes.
Motherfucking brother.
Yes.
One of the illest poets of our time.
Talk your shit.
Know what I mean? Culture shifter.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing basketball player. Love it. I would rather play with him than play against him. Alright? You know what I mean? I wish you all the best, my brother. I thank you for sharing your presence with
Nah,
us today.
I'm honored and
You know
thank
what I
you for
mean?
having me for real.
Word,
This was
word.
ill.
Well, what's that stupid shit you say for me?
Hey yo, it's curls for the girls, waves for the babes, naps for the hood rats. Show Broadway, we got the big homie, the big O in the building.
Yes.
Stalley, you heard? Smoke There's a Personal Party Podcast. We out of here. Chip!
Dope. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We made it fucking
Yeah,
happen.
definitely.
We made it happen, my brother.